Hello, good evening. So today we are tackling an advanced Excel. So I've shared the assignment, and the basis was the purpose of this assignment was to enable us to demonstrate our proficiency in using advanced Excel functions for data analysis, automation, and in our decision making. So the first part of the assignment was quotation and cleaning of the data, whereby I first imported data. I don't want to show the details of how I imported the data due to time constraint, but I imported the Excel form of data. And for my assignment, I never had 500 rows, but I had roughly around, can see, I think we had around, for rows, we had around 44. And for columns, we had almost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 41 in terms of rows and 8 columns for the data, and which is sufficient for this assignment. And in terms of specifics, in terms of columns, we had the date. We never had that time. There were numerics for this, and also text field. So I perform also cleaning for this data to enable prompt analysis. And in terms of data analysis now, the specific formulas that I used was if and, if or. But for this type of Excel, the version, I think I never have IFERROR and if error. So let's continue now and perform some specific calculations. So I had performed specific calculation on specific functions and found functions. So we begin with if. So for this first part of the assignment, to enable you grasp the concepts, if function as a true or false is a condition. So if this does not happen, this happens. So for us to compute, we must input an equal sign. If it's never an if that comes a function. If now let me input the column that I was performing. If this in this column is P27, that's west, equals to, let me perform, okay, not that one. So if P27 equals to, let me input text field equals to west. What does this function returns? Let's return true. Okay, let me input that. It must have a comma, and it must be close by, and those are the quotation marks. True. Therefore, this function we must close. So it has an if function. If P7 in terms of row number 27, columns B equals to west, it should return true. But in case it is not west, it will return false. So that is west. So it's true value. But for other conditionality, let's drop to other rows. So is not west, you find that it's returning a false statement on that. So that's it. Let's return here. So we found there are two. It has met true conditionality for that true. We had also for this assignment if error. So if there's an error, it will return an error or something that we input. So let's go direct and input that. So if error input that equals sign, then if error input that. So the value, if let's input video games 1/74. Does it need to return? Then this return now. There is an error for this. An error. And we close this function and it should return an error. So for across the column, down the column, I mean, let's input to see. Indeed, there is an error because there is a division between an integer and a text field. So that's it for if error. So there's another function, COUNTIF. So COUNTIF also is another function. So it's counting the number of times specific items. For this case, in terms of East Africa, they are counting if cell B, no cell B, column B, they are truly East Africans, and how many East Africans are in cell or column B. So let us input now. Input that one. Okay. Let us return. Let's return. Let's type it here, East Africa. I want to return East Africa and see how many counts. East. It's not East Africa, it's East. I don't know if it's East America or East. Which region? So we want to input now this specific column where this number of total counts for East Africa will be returned to. So let's input that function, COUNTIF. So COUNTIFs. So COUNTIF, there is a criteria range where this data range, which specific range. So for this is in East is in this column B. So let's input that one. Now the criteria. Criteria for this. COUNTIF B. The criteria one. So let's delete this. There's an error for this. So the criteria, sorry for that. Awesome. It's return equals to COUNTIF. COUNTIFs. The criteria range, the range for this data for East, where the sales were being done. East, then we must have a comma. Let's type now what we need to return for this. Need to return, okay, have a specific the specific keys that are not typing. That's why you find I have a problem. Sorry about that. So let me now input how many counts. So we have 13 counts for East Africa. So in terms of now the other regions, the Central, either Central Africa, what? I don't know what does it mean for that data, but I think it was central place where these cells were being done. So in terms of putting the counts, for us to have a return on that, we need to input now a function on that. So COUNTIF, number of count of central place where this data was sold. Let us, the criteria range is in column also B. Then the return criteria, the input to input central, return as the number of count of central in this column, central. Just the way the other one that we've done it, the same procedure. Central, then we close that. So there are 24 number of central places where the items was being sold. So we had also the west where the sales will be west. The same also formula applies. Let us copy this and just edit because they are borrowing the same. Copy, then input here. Well, there was an error in the other one. There was an error. Control V, then input. Yes. Let's input there. Control V. 24. Let's edit now central to input the west now to see the how many counts of item was sold in the west. Well, this was sale data. There were 6. And now let's input now the items because items now in a different column. So the first item that was sold was a television, and television, we can input the same function and change some of the items central. So in this, it was not in B column. However, it was in E column. And in terms of central, it's a television, the number of television that was sold, the counts or specific items, the number of items, television. They sold 13 number of television. So in terms of cell phones, let us input that cell phone. We are running out of time. Cell phone. So that is it. We can copy this formula because they are sharing the same column where the specific item is. Let us now input for us to have that cell phone, input that, but it should return for us the number of cell phone, but we must edit now the return or the specific calls in the column. So it will have to look for cell phone in that column, the number or the count. Okay, phone, and it must be typed the same line. It's covered in a specific column. So there were number 5 of cell phone that were sold. In terms of home theater, okay, home theater, They're sharing the same column. That's column on E data. So I'll just copy the formula and edit on the calls or specific calls in each item. Control V for television, and the other we come and edit the specific item that will be called by this function. It is home theater. So theater, home theater. Let me, we had 15 home theater that was sold. Terms of desk. Terms of desk. And still showing the same column of the item. So meaning we can input that function for television. So we input desk in this. See how many desks were sold in this case. Desk or 3. And video games is the last one on this. Video games. Video games. It's sharing the same. And input that text on this. And the criteria T1 that you want is video game. So as you can see, we've done that for COUNTIF statements. So the other one that we perform was SUMIFS. So the summation of each items in terms of East African sales, how many were there? So we can write in under this column. So and copy because I have much copy the number also on so that we can perform our SUMIF functions for specific items. So following the same principle as COUNTIF, but we make the sum bridge. So this sum 1 and the range for this for the sales amount and here in the same range. Okay. So we put sample for now for specific night. This can tutorial for me. We tap right there. And we put that. Is another that is So there was a law on that. Sorry for that. Let's that's the name. For this range, this the same amount. This same performing that also sequences was represented some some a little bit some range for this. That one, then it was a 31st. And for the two, for the range is later on for this in East Africa. Then we have comma over this. What we need to return is if there's a typo for that is verified. Yeah, that's it. So that was the number of cells that were done in East Africa for Central. For Central, let's take that. Now we are right. Control says amount. So we put it the same like that one. We can even copy this and we change for specific code. So that's one. So you just take for control the number of cells we want to down there. So there are now wow 82,000 82,000 82 800,000 829,769. That's it. You repeat for west itself. So I copy the formula, then I will go for west. I think I will go for that's why you see I'm having a. So that's it. So if we repeat for specific now item, we need to know the sums of this specific item. Let's see for television. So we are looking in the same column. That's right. percentage change the sales amount will be the same. The big column is the one that will change, that is in cell. The specific item I will this one. Okay. So, now we go to this evolution. Up four. So let us do our own now. So we'll be copying some from the specific cell. This one. Then for the item, this one. Then we can now check from this one. Vision. So that function. And so almost 857,768. Save for time efficient. Save for now that items. And just copy that from here. And just do some editing and specific. For that one, and that's all. For the funds, and one, and the same from left to right, filling in column, get it, most simple steps towards maybe PowerPoint. Then some from the amount. This one will put in PowerPoint. Input because we have not put in the ring, we need to serve from here. So there are 62,450 cell phone that were short. That was the sum. So on the data, so sharing the same formula. Oh, data. Use the same scarf for the first letter we use so that we have. So there are 361,000 of betas that were the sum. So for today, you can remember, I see we have achieved our objective. Tomorrow we continue on with some averages, following the same principles as SUMIFS. Thank you for watching. I applaud you for watching, and share and reshare and hit the like button and subscribe. Thank you.